Yo, what's up, everybody? Just had a extended day. I'm on my way home, finally. Got about an hour drive. How's everybody doing today from this morning? Ooh, excuse me. It's been a long time. This road we're on. Anyway, so has anyone picked up their W Energy? Has anybody ordered any W Energy? Gotten their 20% discount with W Energy? I certainly hope that you went on W Energy. That's W. That's DUBBY.GG. Checked out the hydration supplements and energy drinks, shaker cups, and all at a 20% discount if you use coupon code Eric, just Eric, 77, and you'll receive 20% off. I believe that that's still running. I haven't got an email yet. I checked my emails and haven't seen anything. So it possibly could still be that 20% discount. And like I said, guys, whenever I get that discount, I'm going to let you guys know as soon as I get it. And as soon as the discount goes more, it's always going to be there. There's always a discount code. Right now, as far as I know, it's 20%. But use that code, Eric, just Eric, 77. Get your 20% off. W Energy. Make a better you. So I'm on my way home. And I'm kind of trying to figure out whether or not I want to jump on and play some video games tonight. I just don't know if I really want to or not. If I had a couple people tell me that they enjoyed watching it, maybe I would do that, but I'm not 100% sure that it's going to be late. I may have to wait. I may have to give it a day or two. Maybe I'll play some UFC tonight. I really need to get on there and do something. I need to do a lot of things. I need to shave. I'm looking woolly. Like a goddamn woodsman. I hope everybody enjoyed the live stream earlier. I'm gonna try to bring at least one a day. I should start making more videos. I don't know. I don't know what everyone really likes. It does seem that people like the shorts a lot. Everyone seems to love the shorts. I try to get at least a couple out. I don't know if I'll get any time to do any tonight or not. It's a little rough sometimes. But I took a late call today. I had an emergency dishwasher that was leaking. Just wasn't installed right. You know how that goes. But that didn't take too long to fix. I figured, kind of got worried. I thought it was going to be late and I wasn't going to get home till, after 7. And I started getting worried. I was like, man, it's going to be a late night. Got to get up early tomorrow. It's Friday. But I took a day. I took a job off my Saturday, which means I'll probably get 3 more. I like to have a nice long run for Saturday, have a nice long day, make some extra cash. Got a couple extra hours a day now. That always makes the That always makes the paycheck nice. Try to pick up all the hours that I can. What were we talking about earlier? We were talking about talking to people and dealing with people at work. You know, I had one of those days today, and I had that whole discussion this morning about dealing with people and being nice to people, even if they are jerks and douchebags and all that. And then not even 10 minutes later, I had a customer cussing me out for a mistake someone else made. It really stinks. And I feel for the customer, like, I'm not going to argue back with the customer. You know, things do happen, mistakes happen. You just got to try to make things right. And sometimes making things right, you don't make money. But you have a known manufacturer that makes decisions and don't think and just worries about making money, then, well, you run into all types of problems where you end up being the middleman. So hopefully this doesn't cause any issues. But, you know, when you work in customer service, you just got to deal with things sometimes. That guy almost ran into me because he was too busy talking on his phone. Give you guys a sun visor. It's nice to just jump on here and just blibbly blabble and skit scat bibbity bat bang boobity. I didn't get to watch many videos today. I was in a house and they were talking about the TikTok situation. I don't use TikTok very much. I recently started going on there, and it, you know, I don't know. It's once in a while I get on there and I might post a video or 5. No, not 5. I usually post I think I might do like 1 video a week or maybe 1 video every other week. If I feel like it and jump on and I see something and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that, I'll do it. But I worry about, you know, I haven't even been on Twitch lately, so. But I'm going to go get some, hey, what's going on? Say what? Say Colin? All right. Anyway, I'm going to go get a new wire today for the Switch and do some retro gaming. That way I can do the retro gaming while I'm out on the road. Well, that's your name. What's going on, Colin? How are you doing? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. So, like I was saying, though, it sounds crazy, but there's a few games out there that I said I would do retro-wise on top of the other stuff that I've been doing, but, you know, we'll do what we got to do and say what we got to say. I want to just, you know, get on to, I want to play some Kung Fu Master. You guys remember, I don't know if you guys even remember Kung Fu Master, but Kung Fu Master, I think they repackaged it and called it like Spartan. I think it was like Spartan or something like that. Spartan Warrior, or I don't know, something like along those lines. But it was the game where your name's Thomas and you have to go through the levels and you have to you beat the level and you have like a kick, a punch, a sweep, a kneeling punch, a jumping punch, and a jumping kick, and a jump. There's all types of different things. You have the snakes that drop out of the pots, and there's dragons that pop out, and each level has a boss at the end. And the guys, they basically just grab you. They don't really do much. The little guys jump in the air and flip and blah blah blah. But when I was a kid, I just loved that game, and I played it over and over and over again, trying to see how many times I could run the gauntlet, and I just would run it, and then for you out there that actually know me personally, you guys know I love Mario. I'm a freaking Mario Brothers freak. I love playing Mario Brothers. I love all the Mario Brothers games. I'm not into like the speed running or anything like that. I sit there and play through the Mario games, Legend of Zelda, and Punch Out. I have a couple other ones. I like the retro games. I still like to play the retro games every once in a while. I have some retro arcade machines that I play every once in a while. Mortal Kombat, and I'm a Street Fighter fanatic. I love Street Fighter. I'm not big on Mortal Kombat. My son loves to play Mortal Kombat. I have a Killer Instinct machine. That's actually my son's, but NBA Jam, we have all those. And I just enjoy playing all the older games. They're just so fun. It's so fun to play. But my plan is to do as many streams as I can. I haven't I haven't played in a couple days. I haven't did any gaming in a couple days. Last night I was going to do a little bit, and I didn't jump on. I had UFC in and getting ready to play it. I do want to jump on. I want to check out the new characters. There's 5 or 6 new characters added today. So I do want to go on there and check out the MVP. Michael Venom Page was added to the game today. So I do want to go home and download that and try it out. I do have my second week of Madden. I got to play my preseason. I have, I think, the 6th week in my MLB. I got a game, spring training game, and I have a basketball game that I got to play. But I was playing basketball, and I gotta play it a little bit more because I really got destroyed. And I have it on like a low setting, like not really good at those games. I used to be excellent at them, but you'd think I'd be the one to jump on and play like Call of Duty and stuff like that, because I was really into the Call of Duty. Well, I like the Black Ops games. The Black Ops games are the ones that I played the most. World at War, and the original Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, the original. And I'll tell you right now, the game that got me into first-person shooters and I started playing when it came out was Rainbow Six 3 on the OG Xbox. That was like my game. Like I played that religiously every day, and that was like my game, man. That was my game. I played it every day, all day, and there was nothing else that I was playing. Then I started playing. There was an airplane game, and I can't remember what it was. We were all really into going and playing it, because I was in a clan back in the day. Like, this was probably back when clans first came out. You know how long ago that was. But we would play. We had a couple games we played. When 13 first came out on the OG Xbox, played that. That was like one of the games that I played a lot of, like Rainbow Six Three. What else did we have? What else did we play all the time? It was mostly Rainbow Six Three because we had sites in your clan, your stats and everything. So you were on there and you were. It was like, playing like almost professionally, and that's how we, that's what we did. And then that's when the 360 then came out a few years later, and Modern Warfare came out, and it was like, this game's so awesome, and that's all I really played for like the longest time. And I mean, I worked third shift at the time, I want to say, when that first came out. I think. I can't remember. But I remember I remember working all night and then going home and jumping right on there. Because I had friends that worked and we all worked third shift. So we would be on all day, all day long. And then Friday nights we all had off, so we would play. And then that's when all World at War and Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. Then it started getting to the point where we had a whole bunch of games we were able to just go back and play on the 360. And played, and then the one came out. And that's when I stopped playing. That's when when the one came out was when I really got away from gaming, because like I just didn't keep up with it, and I was too busy working, and I worked all the time. Like I was really working all the time, so I didn't have time to play like I wanted to. But for the I really was a gamer for the longest time. Like I started playing. This is going to be crazy. Here we go. Back in the day, like this was like when I was a kid. Television came out when I was a kid. I had Television, ColecoVision, Atari, Commodore 64, Commodore 128, all the different Ataris that came out. The 2600, the 9, what was it? The 9, that was a 9400 or 94,000. I forget what it was. There was a bunch of them. And, so I had Television, and I had the Television with the talking cartridge. So they had like, a few games that actually talked. It was like 8-bit voices, so it sounded scary. That sounded like a horror movie, like a freaking haunted house. That was the scariest thing ever. And those games were awesome. Like they had sports games, and I had a lot of the sports games, the boxing and the football. We loved playing the football and the baseball. And then the Nintendo. When the Nintendo came out, that was so cool. When I remember when the Nintendo came out, and we got it the day that the Nintendo Entertainment Center came out. We got one. My aunt bought one. It was great. And then she ended up buying a couple more. Like I want to say we had like 6 Nintendos. Like when they first came out. And then it was like weekly. We would go and get like 7 or 8 games. And I mean, we were just buying everything. Like my aunt would buy so many. She had I think almost all of the freaking Nintendo games, like the original NES. I want to say probably like, oh my god, I think there was 100. What was the official? The official was like 100 and something, and then there was like a bunch of unofficial games. But she had a good amount of them, so I got to play all those games. Like I had all the release, the first day of release games. We had them all. Like whatever there was, we had them. Nintendo. You name it, we had the games. We would rent them, back when you could rent games. We would rent them, try them out, and if we like it, we would get them. We would go out and get them. Remember Cobra Command, the game with the boat? That game was so fun. Rhaegar, when Rhaegar came out, I actually sat down and beat that entire game. That was insane. Or you would beat Legend of Zelda. And we would sit there and just play and play and play and play. And you never got sick of it. And it was crazy because you could never get sick of it. And then when they started coming out with some of the arcade games, Two Bad Dudes and Russian Attack, Contra. Oh my God, when Contra came out. All the Castlevania games. Castlevania, for those that know, people that know me know that I love Castlevania. I have the Castlevania collection, and I should be streaming that. I've beaten all the Castlevania games for Nintendo. Oh man, I remember when you used to call in, like you would play the Castlevania, or like you would play the games, and you would get stuck, and then they had the phone number to call Nintendo in the Nintendo Power magazine, and you could call the number, and it was so expensive. And it was so expensive to call in and ask, and they were like, call it in, they would tell you what to do, and they never told you exactly the right things to do. But I never figure out, like, all right, I'm stuck. What do I do? How did they know? Like, I'm like, okay, here's where I'm at. So what do I do? I wonder if those were like, when you called, it was going to like people that were like gamers that played through these games, or like, were they programmers? Who were these people? Like, were they just gamers? Were they just random people that gave up their phone number and said, yeah, just call me and I'll give them, information, and then they paid that person for every time they were on the phone? Like, I didn't get that. Who were those people? I mean, to us, they were like, gods, because they knew exactly, they said they knew exactly what we were talking about. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, sometimes it was a waste of money. You'd be on the phone and you'd be like, shit, it's going to cost so much money to get this information. And then they started coming out with the books, with the guides. And that was, even then, like, it was like, I don't know, what were they charging for those guides? Because I remember, and it was every time a new game was coming out, they would release a guide with it. You remember that? Even did it on the PlayStation, the N64. I remember the N64 was big with that. Yeah, but these they would all come out with these crazy manuals for these games, and they almost, I want to say they were probably anywhere from like $20 to $30 for those guides. Man, I remember when I remember Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl was like the football game. It was almost like a licensed football game on Nintendo, but they just had like random names and stuff like that. But Tecmo Super Bowl came out, and that was like, it wasn't licensed. I don't think. Was it licensed? I can't remember. I don't know if it was licensed by NFL, but they definitely used everyone in the NFL in that. And I remember the day that came out in the store, and I would go to this, and I knew when it was coming out, and I would go to the video game store every day. But I had to wait till my mom got home from work, or it was like my mom got home from work, and I would go out there. And I remember I got out there, and as I was walking in, there was this kid, and he had the biggest smile on his face, and he had Super Tecmo Bowl, and I was like, and I seen the book, and the book was like this thick, and to this day I'll never forget that kid's face. And I just wanted to suplex that kid on the floor and take the game from him, because I was so pissed. And I was like, tell me you guys only got one copy of Super Tecmo Bowl. Yeah, it just went out the door. You guys are assholes. So we just went and bought it. We just went to the store and we were like, yeah, let's get that. And like, I'm trying to think of the other. Oh, Trojan. Trojan was like, I remember when I got Trojan. I think I was in like second grade, and I was like, that game looks so awesome. I want it. Everyone's talking about it. It was in all the magazines, and it was like, I went in and I forget what store. Was it Clover? I think it was Clover. Was it Clover? And that was the only store that had it. They wanted $65 after tax. It was like 60 something after tax, and I was like, damn. So I had like 50, I think I had like $58. So I walked all the way through the mall to go get this game, and I didn't have it. I had to walk back out to the car. Like, I don't have enough money. I need a couple extra dollars to get this game. And I got the game, and I got home, and it was like the best game ever. It was so awesome. But, and then, was it Ghosts and Goblins or Ghosts and Ghouls? I think one was on Nintendo and the other one was on Sega Genesis. I can't remember which one it was. Was it Ghosts and Ghouls or Ghosts and Goblins? Ghosts and Goblins was on. Ghosts and Goblins was on Nintendo, and Ghosts and Ghouls was on the Ghosts and Ghouls was on the Sega Genesis. Yeah, I think that's how it was. That's how you guys are gonna have to we'll have to go back and look. I'll play that stuff and we'll see how it goes. But those games were so awesome. And like, you get to the end of the game, and that kid looks like he's 12 driving that truck. So you get to the end of the game, and then that's the thing I loved about those old games. You get to the end of the game, and then you go to the freaking final boss. It took you 15 months to get to the final boss. You finally beat the final boss, and what happens? They start the game back over. Oh my God! I wanted to stab my eyeballs out. Because, there's only so much you can do with 8-bit. So, well, I mean, what were you going to do? But, yeah, that's the way it goes, right? And then from there, you played all those, and then started getting whispers of other systems coming out. And, I went to my cousin's, and I was like, what is that thing? And it's the first time I ever seen the Sega Master System. And I was like, man, that thing looks really cool. Oh, man, they got a Rocky game on there? We got to get them. We got to get one of those. I don't think I ever owned the Sega Master System. I think I might have rented one just to play the Rocky games, unless the Rocky games came out on another system, but I can't remember if that was on Sega Genesis or not. I did get a Sega Genesis when they came out. I remember I saved up and I worked and I busted my ass. And I forget where I was working at, but I got a Sega Genesis, I got a Super Nintendo when they came out at the same time. I got both of them. And I remember, I forget where I worked at. I was really young, and I just, I made enough money that I was able to get myself both of them. And then because I knew, like the Mortal Kombat games, like Mortal Kombat 2 was coming out. Like we all had Mortal Kombat 1. It was okay on the systems, but when Mortal Kombat 2 came out, I remember like my friends and I, we all had either or, and then we were playing like Super Metroid and the Street Fighter games and Rock and Roll Racing, that Blizzard game. just having a lot of fun with those. Like, I was probably, I want to say in my early teens when that came out, the Super Nintendo and Sega and stuff like that. Then you were able to play that, and then Sega CD came out, and then the 32X, and then that whole calamity. That was just a mess. All them different freaking connectors and ejectors and all that stuff came out. And then you had, why did I do that? It's weird. Now it's making that buzzing sound in the background. Then where we go from there, we got the Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn, I thought it was going to be so cool, and then 3DO came out, and then Atari Jaguar. And I know I'm probably all off on my timing with these, and the timeline is probably stupid, but I'm just kind of going by this and thinking. And I did have the Sega CD. I got the. I didn't get I rented a Sega Saturn to try it out because I wanted to try the Street Fighter game, the movie game. That was okay. There was a couple other games. Sega CD had some pretty cool. There was a couple games on Sega CD that you had to have Sega CD to play. If World War III was fucking phenomenal. It was such a great game. But the Super Nintendo, or I'm sorry, the Nintendo 64 came out. And that was like right, I want to say I was, that was in my like late teens or like mid teens, like maybe 16, 17. Was it 16, 17? I can't remember what year that came out. Well, anyway, I remember playing that, and all the wrestling games that came out on there, and that was our favorite thing to do, was to play the wrestling games on the N64. And I think anyone else that was a wrestling fan enjoyed those games. They were very great. The Tony Hawk games came out on there. They were so fun. Remember the original Tony Hawk? And then the PlayStation came out. So you ended up getting a PlayStation. So we had a PlayStation and an N64. And that's when the sports games started getting great. Back in the Sega Genesis, they had Madden. You could play Madden. But once Nintendo or PlayStation came, and PlayStation started doing the EA Sports games, and they got the Knockout Kings, and the NHL games, and I remember the FIFA games. We used to play those like crazy. We played those. I want to say we played those back on Sega Genesis, the FIFA games. And then, it's all, from there, it just went up and got better and better. I remember PlayStation, here's some craziness about PlayStation 2. I remember we got a PlayStation 2, like, the week they came out. We ended up paying, like, $800 for a PlayStation 2. Or it was $1,000. It was crazy. It was some ridiculous number we got, but we ended up getting one. And, like, I played PlayStation 2. It took me a while to really get into it because I had to save the money up to get one, and I had to wait for one to, you know what I mean? And I finally got one, and I ended up going back and getting a PS1 and modding it so I could play the PS1 modded PS1 game. And then I learned that you could do that with the PlayStation 2, and I found a guy that actually sold games, so it made things fantastic. So I had to get all the Tony Hawk games, I had all the cool games, all the imports. I had everything because I could, and then I learned how to do it myself, and you know where you go from there with all that craziness. And then I was playing PlayStation 2, and then, you know, as soon as Xbox came out, I completely dropped PlayStation, and I went to Xbox, and I've been at Xbox ever since. I mean, I still don't, to this day, like, I own a PS4, but I don't really, it sits, it's collecting dust. I don't think I'm ever going to play it. I should probably take it and sell it. There's probably a kid out there that probably love to have it. But yeah, it's good to come on here and just talk about this stuff, because I haven't really talked about it to anybody else. Who's that? Toothless Dragon. Who the freak is that? What kind of name is that? You still there? Anyway. Well, I guess I'm going to jump off of here. How many people came in? I hope we're up in the hundreds. I want to get up into the thousands, hopefully. You know, we're about to hit 2,000 subscribers. Thank each and every one of you for being subscribers. If you're subscribers, if not, jump on it. Look for the video that says 2,000 subscribers contest, because I'm still giving away 5 prizes to those people that listen to that 60-second video. Just do what the video tells you to do, and you could be a winner. Take the couple minutes, because I'm going to tell you right now, if nobody wins, I'm going to make another video, and I'm going to keep doing it. But if one person goes on there and does what I said, that person might win all 5 prizes. They might end up with a really cool weekend, you know? So don't forget to go on there and listen to that video. Check out all my other videos. I appreciate all you guys. I'm trying to really make something out of this and move to the next level of YouTube, whatever that might be. So let's see what happens. So again, this live stream was brought to you by the people down at W Energy. Down at W Energy, they've figured out energy and hydration. So you can go on their website, you can pick up some energy supplements, some hydration supplements, get through your day, get through your week, get through the test, push to the next level, and be a better you. Energy. And make sure you use the product code Eric77 for an exclusive 20% discount. Until then, talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.